The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Everybody's given us crap, Stein, because they say that 420 caused us to start late. But guess what, guys? I couldn't even partake in 420 this year, because I had a tooth pulled, and they say that you can't smoke when you have a tooth pulled because you get dry sockets, right? I didn't smoke, and I got dry sockets anyways. So I don't believe dentists anymore. So Doc Joe, you're banned from everything, man. Your kind lied to me. But that being said, I am following through. I am trooping with the dry sockets and all, and a pain in my face and no cannabis yesterday. So that being said, go check out manscaped.com and use the promo code BOGCAST to help me out and get yourself some ball trimmers. So what do you think, Stein?
I'm glad you got your tooth fixed.
Yeah.
It'll be better when it's not hurting so bad, but you could have just flown to Oklahoma and let Doc do it.
Yeah, I'll trade him some comics for it. I've thought about that. Trust me. I'm going to just get Doc to come out to Mexico with me. We'll go party down in Mexico, and he can just, fix any problems that we have. We can all go down to Mexico.
Bring a couple pair of pliers and be done with it.
Yeah. Bro, that was the first time I ever had a tooth pulled, and it was a far back upper molar. And dude, I was kind of freaked out because they didn't give me any of the laughing gas or anything, and I don't take any pain medication. So I was freaking out, man. And I thought they're like, oh, it's going to take about 45 minutes to an hour. And they go in there, 15 minutes, man. Boom. But I was still freaking out. I was like kind of shaking on the table. And I was like, she's like, are you okay? I'm like, to be honest, I'm a little nervous. She's like, yeah, I can tell. I'm like shaking and stuff. So Doc Joe says I'm down. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. So yeah, I should have asked Dr. Fauci if I could have smoked. Yeah. Upper ones are the easy ones. Oh, thank God, man. Thank God. The reason I had to go to, I'm boring everybody but the one dentist in the chat tonight. The reason why I had to go to a special oral surgeon for this is because my roots in that tooth were too long, and they were like going into my sinus, if that sounds right. So like I couldn't go to a regular dentist to have it done because they didn't have the stuff to fix them. I don't know. So anyways, cost a bunch of money, and and the worst part about being a former opiate addict and saying no to all the opiates is that you don't get any of the cool drugs anymore. So it's not like I get any of the cool things anymore when I go to the dentist. So anyways. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So 88 live in the chat, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Make sure you guys sub up. If you're not subbed up to the channel already and you still enjoy the content that we put out every week for you, please do us a favor and sub up. It really helps us out. And if you really want to help the channel more than anything, the best thing that you can do for us, you guys, is hit the like button, hit the thumbs up. Those likes and those thumbs up will help us more than anything. So please, if you're here, there's 90 of you here. Let's get us to 90 likes, 90 thumbs up as soon as we can, and it will push that out into the ether and get more people to jump on. So, but that being said, we got a lot of fun books to talk about tonight. A lot of fun, almost 10 books to talk about tonight. So I say we get into it, starting off with our favorite news segment. We got a news segment over here. That I got to put into the... talk about the news segment real quick here, Stein. What is the news segment?
Yeah, it's just going to basically be just a few books that are way, way down from wherever they used to be high. And so just might be just an opportunity. If you see one and you always wanted it, this probably might be the time to go pick it up, because it may not go lower than where it's at now. So
Amen. So, um, uh, our new segment, you guys, is called By the Dip. Shout out to Popcorn Culture. Make sure you guys go check out Popcorn Culture on YouTube. You can find links below. Shout out to our boy Richie, who is dealing with some stuff. Got into a car accident last week and has been dealing with that. Also been dealing with some work stuff. So give positive thoughts out to our boy Richie. And like we say, go check out Popcorn Culture. You can find the links below. Let's get Richie and Popcorn Culture to 1,000 subscribers. They're close, you guys. I think they're almost like 700. So if you can, go sub up over to Popcorn Culture. And let's get into By the Dip. Starting off with an interesting one here. This is one of my favorite all-time Mark Brooks covers. One of my favorite all-time Deadpool covers. Deadpool number 25, the Mark Brooks variant right here.
yeah, this is, I can't, first of all, when I saw that this was from 2017, I'm like, golly, is this really six? This is 6 years old. Like, doesn't even seem like that at all. But man, this thing was super hot when it came out. Everybody wanted this. This thing probably was like $75 raw. This is like a 1 in 25. I think it got all the way up to like $75 raw or something. A CGC 9.8 of this sold this week for $20.
Oh my God, dude.
$20 for a 9.8 of this.
We all could have owned one for $20, you guys, especially a 9.8 at that. So I love this book. Be on the lookout. Buy the Dip. That's a perfect example of keeping your eyes open for books that you love and buying CGCO graded books on the cheap. And you can definitely do that with these books. Next on the list, another book that got hot there for a minute, really hot for a minute, and has really, really slowed down. And now it's on By the Dip. That's Carnage Mind Bomb. Crazy, crazy cover.
Yeah, this whole story is crazy. Now, when this thing did get hot, it was like I had to go back and read it, because I mean I remember reading it way back in the 90s, and then I read it again. I was like, holy cow, this story is insane, and the title is insane. Just Carnage Mind Bomb is like the coolest cover or title for a book that I think you could possibly come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy. This ended up getting like what, $100 raw, something like that, maybe over $100 raw. This week, two different sales. 9.8s are now less than $190, and raws were selling as low as $12 for this. So, if you missed it and you were like, man, I really would like to get that book. This was never like an uncommon book. I mean, there are tons of copies of this out there. But it wasn't the easiest to find either. I mean, I remember when this did get hot. I mean, I tried to find it and I could not find this in back issue bins. But it's like super rare, but it's not super plentiful either. But if you wanted it, now is time to definitely get it, because it's dirt cheap.
Great embossed cover, if I remember correctly, too, right? All embossed.
Yeah, it's got, or is it foil? I can't remember.
Maybe both.
Is it? It's all. It might be both. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. This next one is crazy, and if you guys know the McFarland Sketch covers for the homage books that they did in the Spawn run, you know how rare these sketch versions are. And here is Spawn 226, the sketch cover, the homage to Wolverine, the famous Wolverine Hulk cover, right? Incredible Hulk 340, and a classic McFarland sketch cover. McFarland, Jim Lee, Greg Capullo, Art Adams. There's certain artists that you just really want to get their sketch covers, and this is one of the perfect example of one of those covers.
Yeah, I was telling Brian before the show, I've never seen this one raw. I've never seen it live. I've never seen it raw or graded. Super, super hard to find. 1 in 25s. I mean, this was right around when like the lowest print Spawn books out there. And it was a 1 in 25. So nobody was ordering 25 copies, 10 years ago when this came out. But Yeah, so this book actually in January sold for $1,500 raw. Um, and then this week it only sold for $800 raw. So it was a now it does not come up often. Um, and I don't know if I would, unless you were just like really hurting for money. I don't know if I would even put it up for
Auction.
$800.
Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever, however the guy sold it. I don't remember, but it's one of those. It's like you can't really replace it. So there's really no, and like I said, unless you're just really, really hurting for money, there's no reason to even take a low offer on it. Because if somebody wants it, they're just gonna have to pay for it.
Also, remember to be careful because they did do some Mexican variants of this that, in my opinion, kind of ruined these
Did they do the
variants.
sketches though?
They did. They did.
Ugh,
Yeah.
so dumb.
Yeah. I have two of these sketches. I have the Spider-Man 1 homage sketch, and then I have the Dark Knight Returns homage sketch. And man, they are hard to get in high grade. They're very tough to press. They're not easy to press these books, these copies, for whatever reason, and they're very tough to find in high grade. But be on the lookout. Yeah. So yeah, Heroes Reborn
Cool.
says I have a couple of these and the Mexican versions of it. All the black and white variants look great. They did sketches of all of them. Yeah. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. All right, next on the list, another book that was super hot speculation-wise. I remember, like, when everything was going crazy, I think during the pandemic and speculation was just going nuts, this book was one of the books that everybody was talking about. Teen Titans number 20. This is the Crush design variant right here, and if you guys know who Crush is, daughter of Lobo and Harley, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Was it Harley?
Yeah, they
I actually
confirmed
didn't.
it. I
I
think
didn't know who the mother was.
I think the creator confirmed it. So, yeah, Teen Titans 20. This is the 1 in 25 Jimenez variant.
Man, okay. Well, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, everybody wanted this book when it came out. Still, the character looks kind of. I mean, this cover looks kind of weird to me, and the character looks weird to me. But you know, I'm also almost 50-year-old man, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I remember when. I mean, 9/8 of this were selling for like what, like 300, something like that. I mean, they were expensive. Um, 9/8 of this sold this week for $80, so way, 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 way down from. So I mean, if you ever had any kind of like confidence in this character, now's probably a pretty good time to buy it. Future
Yeah.
Harley. Okay, so I don't know what that. Oh, so that's like what the was it the 2099 Harley? Is that what that was, or whatever that came? Old lady Harley
Yeah,
or
old
something
lady
like that.
Harley. Yeah. Yep. So, I don't know. I like this character. I think that kind of fell flat because they didn't do the character right. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
it is what it is. How much did you say this sold for?
CGC 9/8 sold for $80.
Not bad.
That's
for
very
125.
affordable.
Yeah, I like that. All right, next on the list, this is an interesting one. For all you Spawn newsstand people out there, this is one of those ones that makes the things that make you go, old school Arsenio Hall reference. Explain this one, Stein.
So I ran across this one, and it really jumped out at me just when I just kind of came across it, because CGC 9/8 Spawn number 1 newsstand. It's not labeled as a newsstand, which it depends on when it was graded, whether or not they notated the newsstand. Um, Sold for $300. Now I was like, that can't be right. But I think it was in an auction as well. So I was like, that seems like a legit price, that it would have sold for. So I had to kind of look at it. The guy actually described it and said he does not think this is a 9/8, and basically showed pictures as to why he thought it was not a 9/8. So these are photos that he showed. Basically, there's There's a few ticks there on the front cover, but this back cover is what's really telling, where it's got these creases along the spine, and then you can actually, like on the yellow right below Youngblood with the prices and stuff. I mean, there are lines that are like, I mean,
Extend
those are
all the
like,
way out. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, those are not just like, I mean, those are, I don't know how that this possibly could have been missed, but um, so I kind of did some digging on this, and because I was like, well, I thought CGC's policy was, if they regrade a book and it goes down, that they will refund you that difference in price. It turns out it's only on trading cards that they do that, not comics, which is really odd that they would guarantee it on cards but not on their comics. I don't know if that's a new policy, or I mean, if anybody knows if that's a new policy or if they've always been like that. Let us know in the chat, because I kind of want to just bring it up, as a, I mean, because I know CBCS never had that. They never guaranteed that. But I thought CGC used to.
Yeah, man, that's weird. That's very weird. But like you
So I
said,
don't know.
this would be one of the ones.
Yeah, because that was my thought process is, well, if CGC guarantees the grade, like if I sent it back in for regrade and they came back and said, oh, it's a 9, that you would get that price difference. Well, then it would make sense to pick this up for $300, because you would, you could probably get, $500 credit or something like that for that. But I just didn't know if that was like they changed their policy, or if it's always been like that.
Interesting.
Just trying to look. Yeah, I'm just trying to look in the comments to see if anybody else knows.
If that's just an old thing and they quit that a while ago.
Yeah, I like I said, I may have missed it, or maybe I just misunderstood, and it was always just their cards that they had that guarantee on. I don't know.
Well, this is the type of stuff that we want to continue to show you on, the content that we create. There's a lot of newer comic book collectors out there, and this is the type of information that could cause you guys a lot of pain in your collecting world in the future. So we're going to continue to try to give you this type of information on the shows that we create and the content that we create. So make sure you guys, again, go check out Popcorn Culture. You guys can find the link to Popcorn Culture below in the description. Richie doing great things over there. So close to getting monetized. He's a little over halfway. He's at 632 subscribers, you guys. And he's got great content over there. He does great stuff all the time. He does comic and card stuff, trading cards, sports cards. Does great FOC spec, just good stuff, and does a lot of breaking and opening. That's very, very exciting to watch, because Richie has got the hot hand, that's for sure. So make sure you guys go check out Popcorn Culture. 632 subscribers, you guys. Let's get him over to 1,000 as soon as possible. If you're not subbed up over there, check the link below. Go give him a sub. All right, you guys. Let's get into it. The Almost 10. Starting off with a Lilith book. An interesting book for sure right here. The Almost 10. The first book for the Almost 10 this week. Giant Size Chillers #1. A Lilith appearance in The Curse of Dracula.
Is there something going on with this character or something?
There's did she get announced, or they cast her? I think they announced that they're gonna do something with Lilith, or let me see here. Let's see here. Yeah, Mia Goth has been cast as Dracula's daughter, Lilith Drake, for the Blade reboot. So there you go.
In Blade. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Mia Goth. Which is that the?
Yeah, she's the one that was Shia LaBeouf's girlfriend. She's kind of little interesting.
Weird.
Looking. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Yeah. I was wondering why. I mean, I was looking. I was like, I'm not sure why this is like 9/4s were like 500. Now they're like 700. It's hard to some of these you know, bronze, copper, silver age books sometimes are tough to track sales based because of condition. It makes it like you almost have to track graded sales to try and figure it out. Um, just because you can't, there's the grades, on raw books vary so much. But yeah, okay, well, cool. I was wondering why. I figured somebody would know.
What did this sell for?
9.4s are now up to, they went up about probably about 30-40%, something like that, from 500 to 700.
Nice.
There were several raw sales this week of this, so it's not surprising. It didn't go up like huge. Like I was trying to compare like raw sales from the week, from last week. It went up slightly, which is why I just had it on the almost 10. It didn't like skyrocket in price, which I'm actually okay with. I like the slow increase rather than 500 to 1400, and then it's just going to come. It's going to come back down. So I'd rather it be that way.
What was there was another female in the Dracula series that, what was her name? Maybe it was her girlfriend, not Lilith. It was something else. One starts with an M, I think. Anyways, I'm spacing on that.
I have no idea.
Yeah. People keep asking how my 420 was. Oh, man. It's been rough, you guys. It's been rough. No 420 for me yet. I'm still dealing with the tooth stuff. So soon. All right. Next on the Almost 10, another interesting book right here. Another newsstand showing up on the list. For all you get your newsstand hunters out there, this is one of the tent poles that people love collecting. And you got Superman number 29 from 2017, and a late newsstand for sure.
Yeah. Now, somebody can confirm this, great. But the listing, so this was listed as a 9.2, which you see a little sticker on there. This one sold for $75, and they had it notated as the last DC newsstand book. Now, if that's true, great. I have no idea if that's true or not. To be honest, I didn't know that it went to 29 issues into Rebirth, that they still had newsstands that far in. I didn't know they went that far. So, it sounds right, but maybe it's not.
Yeah. I would love to know the last newsstands that each publisher put out. I wonder if that information is out there. So, yeah. Brad,
Do you think they'll go back
to newsstands? No. Not at all.
even with the lack of LCSs?
No, because I think they're going to try and get rid of selling physical copies.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's where they're going.
But if they don't have physical copies, they're not going to have any at all. Like there are some people that read digital, but nobody collects digital. Like that's part of the hobby, is the collecting portion.
I agree, but I don't think the publishers care. I get that
But
feeling,
they won't
man.
but they won't. That's what I'm saying, though. If they take away the collectability portion of it, the only people left would be digital readers, and that's not going to be enough to pay the bills. There's not enough.
The IPs, selling off the IPs for movies and stuff will be that, right?
I don't know. If you don't have any writers because you can't pay them because you're not selling copies. I think while they're not like massively profitable, the fact that they're still putting out comics in mass every single week, that they're profitable. They're making money. They're not going to stop. If they're making money, why would they stop?
Yeah.
I'm just concerned that the number of stores is going to continue to shrink, and they're going to have to go back to newsstand at some point, and they kind of have already with the Walmart stuff, where they put them in those type of things. But there's no reason that I wouldn't think that. I mean, they do it in cards. Why? I mean, they make retail products all the time. Why would they not?
We'll see. Definitely, we'll have to keep an eye on it. They were trying to do it for a little bit there with those combo packs, but it's totally different time period now.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what did this sell for?
$75 in near mint minus. But again, I just really just want confirmation that this is actually the last DC newsstand. I don't know how anybody would actually know that, unless there's like a press release from DC that says that. Great. If you know it, drop a comment, and let me know. That way I can look out for this, because I would like to. I mean, that is something, kind of an end of an era. I would like to have that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's continue on. Our next almost 10. Got to throw up a double cover, and just to be fun, we'll throw up a Marvel 25th anniversary double cover. West Coast Avengers number 14. Perfect double cover. If you're going to be a double cover collector, I think this might be a tough set to collect. All right, all the Marvel 25th anniversary variants, but double covers. Go.
Man, I've in all the years I've been buying comics, I've only stumbled across a double cover one time. Now, it happened to be a key from the 70s, and I did get it graded, but that's the only double cover I've ever had. I wonder if there is even. I mean, are there double covers of all of this run? I don't even know if there are.
Yeah, there might not be. There might not be.
What kind of premium? So this is like a $5 book. What kind of premium? I know you love this series and you do love double covers. What kind of premium would you put on this book? Like if you were like, man, I just want to buy this. This is a $5 book, but it's got a double cover. I would pay
at least much? 10 times the value. At least 50, right?
So 50.
I would at least think 50.
This sold for $380 this week.
Wow. Not bad.
$380 for this. So I don't know if it's just somebody like you.
Thanks for the $4.99 super sticker, Horsecock. Appreciate you.
I was waiting for my comments to refresh over on the side. I was like, I hear dings, but I don't see what happened. I was like looking over at the chat, like, where'd it come from? No, I appreciate you a lot, like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's confusing. Like, I don't know what kind of. I know it's a really niche market, but I just am kind of curious what that value is. Mostly because of the one book that I do have, that I don't know if there is. I'm not even sure there is another double cover out there, and it's like, what do you do with it? I mean, do you just? I hate putting like books, for sale and put some ridiculous price on it and just hope that somebody makes you an offer on it, because
the Walker price.
They go longer. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of just sits there, and like, I'm really curious as to what everybody's kind of opinion is on. I mean, this one, like I said, 380 is obscene. I mean, it's what, 80 times.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Regular cover price. I mean, that's insane. But, I mean, do you think double covers are better than like Mark Jewelers?
Yes. They're more rare than Mark Jewelers.
They are more rare than Mark Jewelers.
I think double covers are some of the rarest errors that are out there. Other than another book we're going to see on the list, other than those type of errors where you don't see certain colors are not on the books. Double covers to me are the rarest errors there are. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Uniform. I'm actually, I went on a TDY for my work to where I'm actually not traveling right now. I am home pretty much probably for the rest of 2023. So I do not have to travel at all right now, which is great.
Yeah, that is awesome. Overprint says, just got a Silver Snail 31st anniversary Adam Hughes Toronto Fan Expo poster. Congratulations. That was one of the personal grails that I looked for a long time, and I finally picked one up after about 3 years of looking. I picked it up right at the beginning of the pandemic, got it framed, it was signed and everything, and that is a gorgeous poster. Make sure you get it framed, do some beautiful custom framing and matting on it, get that glare-free UV frame. It looks beautiful, so congratulations, Overprint. And Bat Avenger says, yes, that Superman was the last DC newsstand. I got mine from Barnes & Noble when it came out.
Awesome. That is sweet. That's great information. Yeah. So I'm going to have to keep my eye out for that one because I would like to get that.
Yeah, I agree. I think double covers are one of those collecting niches, you guys. As a matter of fact, check out the Discord. You guys can find the link below to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord. I'm going to add a double cover category to the niche comic collecting, and if any of you guys are double cover guys out there, start putting some double cover books in there that you have. I'd love to see your guys' double covers. All right, that is the one with the girl on the mech or the tank. Yeah, Volsi, that's for sure. All right, next on the list, this is an interesting one. Gargoyles Bad Guys trade paperback.
What is? I didn't even know what this was, and the more I look at this cover, the more
ridiculous.
I mean, it looks ridiculous, and this, I swear, this looks like it's like from the 90s, right?
Yes.
I mean, it looks like it's from the 90s. It is not from the 90s. It is from 2009. This is from Slave Labor Graphics, SLG. It is a trade paperback, and you guys are not going to believe how much this thing sold for. And it's not the only sale for this as well, so it's not an anomaly. This thing sold for $700 for a trade paperback.
Yeah. So it says here, this is Gargoyles Bad Guys Redemption. Redemption is a trade paperback collecting Gargoyles Bad Guys comic miniseries by Slave Labor Graphic. In June of 2009, SLG released a trailer in anticipation for its summer release. The trade was released on August of 2009. Collects, looks like 4 storylines, and the following comics were not published in single-issue format, but were included in the trade paperback as a bonus material. So that's probably the big seller. Strangled and Losers are 2 storylines that were only printed in this trade paperback for Bad Guys Redemption is what it's called. Bad Guys Redemption. So here's something that's also very interesting. There is a Gargoyles Bad Guys Volume 1, and look how much this guy sells for. $459 is somebody has it available. There's 4 of them available. $455 on Amazon Prime or Amazon. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for these, you guys. The trade paperbacks, there's some really rare ones out there that sell for a decent amount. So, be on the lookout.
I need to start compiling a list. Yes. I really do, because I don't know anything about trade paperbacks other than, obviously the ones that they print a whole bunch of times, and those are the ones that nobody wants. But how are you supposed to know which ones are overprinted? I don't know.
Here's what we're gonna do. We got the Beyond Wednesdays Discord right here, you guys. So you guys can find links to this in the description below. We have the niche comic collecting over here. We're gonna create a channel over here. We're gonna call it Trade Paper.
We put trad.
Thank you, sir.
There you go.
So there's one for trade paperbacks. So let's start putting all the super rare, expensive ones in here. And there was another one that I said it was double covers, right? Double covers. Multiple cover air.
Yeah, Volsey, I don't think it's not that they're not on Comicron. They are, but you don't. I mean, people could keep ordering them for months and months, and they may never actually show up or anything like that. So, I mean, it's just such a weird, um, like subgroup. And honestly, I mean, just here in the last 6 months, there are tons of trade paperbacks that sell.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them sell. Um, it's really hard to know if what you have is good or not good.
I remember the one that was on put in my brain for a long time to always be on the lookout for was the Sons of Dothamir, right? Wasn't there a really rare Sons of Dothamir trade paperback for a while?
Yeah.
And then they finally reprinted it. But yeah, man. So let's start putting those rare and expensive collected copies in the Discord, and we can start figuring out some of those books to be on the lookout for. So, all right, next on the list. That was not supposed to be there. We talked about that last week. Next on the list, another Venom book. As we were talking earlier about heirs, look at this one. This is a black copy where they forgot to put the red foil on the book, but it's a newsstand at the same time, you guys, for Lethal Protector #1.
Yeah, and I was trying to look at the first of all, I'm not sure why anybody would have this book raw. That's always I don't want to say it's a red flag, but it does scare me, like when you're talking about books like this that are raw. Like, is there something wrong with it? Like that you're just not being upfront with. This thing sold for, so there was a newsstand CGC 9.8 that sold, I can't remember. There was one that had sold for 20 grand. But this book is pretty hard to get as a 9.8 to start with, but then to get the air and be a newsstand to get that 9.8 is like nearly impossible. But this exact one right here, I took this picture straight from the sale. And it looks fairly nice along the spine. I mean, it doesn't look like super beat up or anything. But it sold for $11K raw, which,
wow,
I
11K, you guys, 11K, and guess what? That's still not the most expensive book on the list this week.
no, no.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 11K.
That's a cool book. I like the all white one too.
I do too, but man, I don't know. Like as growing up in the 80s and 90s, I mean, I have a real affinity to air sports cards. Like there are several of them that I want so badly, but I want them like in the highest grade possible, and they just don't exist. You just can't get them. And this is kind of one of those, 90s things that you just don't see. And I love these. I love these errors that are like not one-off errors.
Yeah. Uniform 13. I know about Chainsaw Man. Been into it for a while. Good stuff. All right. This next one's kind of interesting too. What do we got going on here? Captain Good Vibes Porkarama?
Porkarama. Bro. This man, I mean, this is from Down Under.
It says Captain Good Vibes, aka the Pig of Steel.
This is from Australia. It's so bad.
Well,
oh gosh.
Check this out. Listen to this. In 1992, Captain Good Vibes was named by Australia's Surfing Life magazine as one of Australia's 50 most influential surfers. The character was inspired by American cartoonist Gilbert Shelton's Underground Comics character Wonder Warthog, a.k.a. the Hog of Steel. So yeah, it's an icon of Australian surfing culture from the 70s.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. So this book came out in 1980.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you can see the condition. This thing is, I mean, this is beat. I couldn't find another picture, so this is the picture from the listing because I could not find another picture. But this one is beat, so it is not. I mean, this is probably like a 3 or a 4 or something like that. But it sold for 200 raw. Um, I I have literally no idea what this is. Um, I, man, I just can't.
It's big in surfing culture. This is a big character in surfing culture. So if there's any big
That is so
surfers out there,
weird.
I know Rhino Verse is a big surfer. A couple other surfers out there that part of the community. I would love to know if they know anything about Captain Good Vibes. So that's cool, man. Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Porkorama. Yeah, not Pornorama, Porkorama. So, all right. Next on the list, Legion of Superheroes #1. That is a beautiful Jim Lee cover 1 in 10 variant that not a lot of people know about.
yeah, this was just a um, 6 issue run, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he did 1 in 10s for all of them. And there's actually a second print of this that's black and white, of this cover.
Are they
Yeah, so
connecting?
hmm,
Are all the 1
are
in
they
10s connecting?
you know, they might be. I
I
never
might
even
have to
thought
look.
about. I mean, they're basically single characters. I never thought about them necessarily being connecting, but maybe they are. I never really paid attention. But this one I think is by far the best of the six. Um, I mean, this is like classic Jim Lee. Uh, this looks just really, really good. Um, it's always been like people have bought it, but they haven't ever spent like big money because it's Saturn Girl, and they're like, she's not like that big of a thing or anything like that. But um, this sold for $100 raw this week, so it's pretty pricey now. Yeah, there's the second print with and I don't think you can ever go bad or you can ever go wrong with the Jim Lee sketch cover.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's beautiful right there. Love it. And they do look like they are connecting variants of some kind. So be on the lookout. So very, very cool. How much did it sell for?
100 raw for this now.
Wow.
It's a good book.
Yeah. All right. Next on the list, another good book. This is an old school one that I pick up every time I see it, but this one's special. Batman #497. The Breaking of the Batman, famous Bane issue, famous cover. This cover was such a big deal when it came out that they faked it, right? They put out fake covers of it and platinum covers that were fake that they sold, and that's pretty interesting when they do that.
It's crazy. This book still sells. I mean, especially in 9.8, it still brings good money. But this particular one I put here, if you just happen to look at Bane's left arm, right on his bicep, it is a Bob Kane signature series. Now, I don't know if this is it looks like
Dynamic
I would,
Forces.
yeah, it's hard to really tell if this was like,
It's numbered
um,
Dynamic Forces style right there on
oh, it is.
Batman's. You
Okay,
see
so
it?
okay,
Yeah.
cool. Now I don't know if this is a good price or not. And that's kind of why I put it here because I'm not really big into signatures, but having a Bob Kane signature is not something you necessarily see like every day. Um, but this one sold for 900 for this CBCS 98. I don't know if that's a good price or not.
That's kind of cool, dude. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, if you know if this is a good price, like if Bob Kane signatures normally sell for more than that, let me know because again, I'm not a big auto collector, but when it comes to like, I mean, I have a few. I mean, I do have a Stan Lee that I'm never going to get rid of. It's the only one that I have. It's the only one that I'm ever going to have. I'm not going to buy another one. So I, but I don't have anything Bob Kane, clearly. I would like to have some other, iconic, you know, comic, people, that meant a lot to the hobby. Uh, but yeah, so I'm just curious about whether or not um, Bob Kane signatures usually go for more than that or not.
Cool. All right, you guys. Next on the list. This is another interesting one. I don't know much about this one, and if you guys know much about it, let us know. Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 number 1. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. Looks cool.
This is definitely not my not my area of expertise. Not that I even have an area of expertise at all, but this one is clearly not. But this was the first sale of this book in a CGC 9.8 this week. There are only 2 9.8s on the census, and so the very first 9.8 sale occurred this week, which is why I put it on here. So it sold for $550. This is from 1993, maybe. I'm not 100%. Like it's like the early 90s, so it's not
and
like
was it a
super old.
9.8 that sold for high?
9.8 sold for $550.
Wow.
It was the first 9.8 sale
Interesting.
of this. But again, there's only two. There's only 2 on the census, so it's not like they're out there floating around. But yeah, so it's just one of those weird books that finally has a 9.8 sale that never had it before. So I thought, I'm sure somebody would know way more about. I don't know much about anime or manga at all. So when it comes to those type of books, I'm not very well versed in those.
Yeah. Well, this next one is something that I don't think I've ever seen. I didn't know that they had one of these, and a lot of people, I don't think have ever seen it. And when we talked about $11,000 book not being the highest sale for a book on the list this week, Nintendo Power number 1, a 9.8 newsstand copy, sold at Heritage this week for $108,000.
Yeah, and which is absurd. But then you start to think about it. Okay, so my guess is it's probably some overseas person, probably from Japan, because this is the only 9.8 that is available. There are not even any 9.6s of this. There are 2 9.4s. That is it. Everything else is below a 9.4. So somehow this one, I'll go with Mel's, theory that time travel is pretty much the only way you're going to have a 9.8 of this. But it is the only one in existence, with none even hitting the 9.6 mark.
And I'll be honest, it doesn't look like a 9.8 when you take a look at it. It looks like it has scratches on it. Looks like there's a bunch of color rub on it. So very interesting. But I didn't know that they did newsstands of these.
How do you know it's a newsstand?
Well,
because there's no barcode.
It says $350 on the price, and let me see what a regular Nintendo Power has on the cover. Let's take a look here. So the regular one, I can't tell the difference. I don't know how to tell the difference. Does anybody know out there? If there's anybody in the chat or in the on the replay that knows how to tell a difference on newsstand for Nintendo Powers, and I'm a big Nintendo Power collector, so I should know this. Oh, it says premiere issue on the free sample copy. It says premiere issue, 1988, $350 on the giveaway one. And then on this one, it says July, August 1988, $350. So, but that's the difference between the sample copy and the regular copy. So Man, that's weird. I don't know the difference. That's very interesting. It's very interesting.
So was there one that they just sent to people, or did this one not have anything? No subscriptions were available for this at that time.
That's another great question. I don't know. So they sent the free sample copy to people. That's the one that says premiere issue 1988 on it. And instead of free poster inside, it says free sample copy on the star. This one says July, August 1988, 350 underneath the Nintendo Power, and the back of it does not have a barcode on it. The back of it is the same back as everything else, no barcode on it. So I don't know the difference between a newsstand and a non-newsstand in the Nintendo Power. No says, I think that the direct copies all had a blank box, no UPC, because most went out in the mail as subscriptions. A blank box? What do you mean a blank box?
So probably like the white box that would like be where a barcode, but it's just white.
Okay, I don't see that either. When I'm looking at all the Nintendo Powers, none of the Nintendo Powers I see have that for the first one.
Well, they don't notate it on the CGC thing up there that it's any kind of a newsstand, right?
Hold on, let me take a look. I'm going to the site here. It says, doesn't say anything about a newsstand on it. No, doesn't. So,
newsstand or not, this is still the only 9.8 copy. Now, I saw somebody said that they think it is scratched up. I don't remember who. It's back in the comments somewhere, but and some other people are saying they don't think it's really a 9.8.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. I guess it would be hard to. I guess I'd probably want to see it in person.
Yeah, we're gonna want to find out more about this. So if anybody knows about this, I'm gonna go bust out my Nintendo Powers. I have 3 copies of issue number 1 and 1 of the sample copies that are all in nice condition. Not 9.8 condition. Might be 9.6 though. I might have a 9.6. So those are gonna have to get sent off here soon. Yeah, man. Toy Time says blank barcode. There is no blank barcode. Where's the blank barcode? Yeah, there's no blank barcode on the front or back of this issue. Let me go ahead and show you guys. If we go to the Heritage site, here's the actual listing. And it shows you the front and the back. So here we go. Here's the front of the actual book. It says baseball roundup poster. I thought it had, oh yeah, the Zelda Second Quest. That's what I remember it having. So here's the front. Here's the back. Nothing on the back. No blank barcode or anything on the back. So yeah, if we go take a look for Power number 1, 1988. Let's go take a look. So you can see here's a ton of copies. I don't see any barcodes on any of them. So that's interesting. Here's the sample copy one that says premiere issue. This is the one that they gave away for free, the rare ones. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let us know if you know the difference. Yeah. Might be wrong. I still have old copies. What Ben just said, I might be wrong. I still have old copies of this on my childhood address on it. So the first one that they sent out came in an envelope. It didn't come in a. They didn't put the address on the book. It came in an envelope that they put the address on. So. Yeah, man. Let's see if I can find an image of the envelope that it came in. Yeah. Yeah, this is very interesting. This is cool stuff. So we'll be on the lookout for this stuff and try to find out more information to you guys. But $108,000 this sold for. Here you guys can see Includes the buyer premium. Sold on April 20th for $108,000. Wow. So there you go. Be on the lookout. Finally, you guys, you think that was crazy? We got one last crazy book to show you for the Almost 10. Death to Hitler. And it even says rare smuggled photos. But Hitler...
Bro.
This is crazy, dude. I thought Hitler shot himself in the bunker. He didn't hang himself.
No, this thing like blew me away. Like I have literally never seen this, and I swear I want one of these so badly now.
Yeah.
Like just one, because I like hanging covers, but to see Hitler hung is wow.
Yeah, it feels righteous, right?
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
This is so crazy.
It's got the V on his head too.
Oh my gosh, like yeah. So this is from when this is from 1941. So this was
before the war ended.
This was before the war ended. So I don't know what I don't know what the inside of this looks like. But you're going to be blown away with how much this thing actually sold for. So the copy that I saw sold this week was in good to very good condition, and I think this is more like a pulp size, and it's probably like a pulp. This sold for just $200, and like that seems, for this cover, seems way cheap to me. Now, maybe this thing is super common. I have no idea. But even if it is common, like how many people would want this image? Like, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
No, I've never seen anything like it either, dude. That's crazy. That's actually really, really, like, I guess if you're gonna want a Hitler on a book or something in your collection, you definitely want it like either Captain America punching him in the face or him hanging from a rope. You know?
Yeah. It's just it's insane. So I was like, man, I gotta at least show everybody this, because I've never seen this before, ever.
How much did it sell for?
$200.
Oh man.
For a good, very good copy. So this is, it's rough, but obviously it's from 1941 as well. So I mean, it's 82 years old. Yeah, just it's so weird.
Yeah.
And to know that this was pre end of World War II is just crazy.
Yeah, very interesting. I love these old ideas, these old conspiracy theories of him going to Argentina on a U-boat, and then the Nazis created a stronghold in Argentina so they could go to Antarctica and create this base in New Schwabenland in Antarctica. By the way, you guys, if you're into any of these cool conspiracy theories and stuff like this, come hang out with us on the Bogcast every Thursday night. Me and my best friend Keith do cool conspiracy theories and UFO talk, stuff like this, especially the stories about New Schwabenland and the Nazis having, UFO type, vehicles and the Nazi bell and stuff like that. It's very, very interesting. So, yes, he was born on 4/20, and now we use that date to all enjoy a smoke in the honor of his death, I guess, right? Hanging. So no honor in this man. We change it. We change his birthday to a day everybody smokes weed. So, all right. That is the Almost 10, you guys. Let's get into the rest of the list, starting off with this week's Golden Age book of the week. Hold on here. There we go. Talk about a crazy Golden Age book. This is an Avon fantasy book, An Earthman on Venus, from January of 1951.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is a crazy cover too. I mean, giant ant, like about to like impale this woman. I don't know what's going on there. Um, yeah, I've never seen. Man, I'm about to just give up like modern comics completely and just go after these completely bizarre covers from from the 50s and 40s, like just because they're so insane.
Well, people love collecting the Avon stuff too, right? I mean, that's a whole collecting niche in its own.
Oh, for
Collecting,
sure.
the Avon publishing stuff. So, man, that's very interesting. That is a crazy
Yeah,
cover.
I know. Now explain this to me. There was a CGC 9.2 of this that sold this week. So how in the world do you get a CGC 9.2 of this yellow cover with Laura in her red bikini? I don't know how you do that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well,
Um,
Anthony back there trying to save her.
I guess, yeah. Oh, hey, it's Ant. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. and Anthony. Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah. 5K is
Wow,
what this sold for. 5K for a 9.2.
wow. That is cool. That is super cool. Not for Zeta. I don't think it's for. Yeah, it's definitely not for Zeta.
No, this is definitely not for Zeta.
Yeah,
I forget who the cover on this was.
yeah. Not sure.
This is Earthman. Was it? Who is this again? Earth Man Venus.
Yeah, it works. Pixar, it didn't happen. Yeah, yeah.
Cover Gene Fawcett.
There we go.
This was an adaptation of Ralph Milne Farley's vintage science fiction novel, The Radio Man.
Interesting. Trapped on a planet of peril, he dared challenge its monster ruler, an Earthman on Venus. Creepy, man. Yeah,
Don't
Gene
mess with
Fawcett.
Ant.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. All right, next at the regular honorable mention this week, it's back. It is back. This book has been on the list nonstop, I feel like, for like 4 months. It feels like. I don't know the actual amount of times it's been on the list, but here it is. Tim Drake Robin, number 7. This is the 1 in 25, right?
It is.
The
And this book is
Saturday.
now, yeah, this has now entered ghost status, ghost status. 2 different sales this week, 250 and 200, which is way up from what it was before. And now there are zero available. So,
Yeah.
there was another cover. Gosh, I can't think. It was a Marvel cover that I saw that came out that was similar to this. And I don't know if this is just a growing trend of these type of books. I know there's been some Nightwings as well. Um, you know, obviously there is a large contingent of that is growing that is not you know just straight men, and they've got to cater to those people as well. It could be women or not women, but um, yeah, it's so when you've got them, you know, and they're hard to find. I mean, and this one's clearly hard to find.
Yeah. Yeah, that is super cool. Shout out to Glenn Howard with the $15 super chat. He says, "Son came over today and asked to send this to you. He marks down your top 10 weekly, went out and traded some Pokemon cards, upgraded to a first appearance of Spider-Gwen, then flipped it for $1,200.
What?
Holy
Man,
cow.
that's
Congratulations.
that is awesome.
That is what
Thank
we're
you.
talking about.
That is so cool. Oh
Oh,
man, that is cool. Well,
we love to
tell
see
him,
that.
yeah, tell him thank you.
Yeah. And Glenn, congrats. That's got to make you very, very proud. Very proud to see that. Very, very cool. Man, that's cool. So, I love seeing stuff like that. All right. Next on the list at number 10 this week.
Chad, cover your ears.
Yeah.
Cover your ears.
It's still being talked about, you guys. It's still being talked about. Spider-Man number 7, the Humberto Ramos top secret spoiler variant, is on the list. It dropped a little bit, but here it is at number 10.
Man, this thing is selling like, I mean, it's still selling so many copies, and it actually has gone up a little bit. It's like $30 to $40 now. It was before, it was like, it was like capping out at like 35. Man, it's just, people are still buying this. And if you've looked at some of these, people are selling like lots of like 10, 20 copies of these things. People are still buying them up. Who is buying these? Right?
Well, I wonder if you remember BTC, Big Time Collectibles, had like 500 copies that they didn't get. I wonder if anybody else had any other copies they didn't get. And I wonder if that's how, I don't know what to say, because this, I see some people saying that it's still a buy for them. Zombie Prophet's still a buy for me. Not me, man. Not me. I'm not a fan of it. Too many out there, in my opinion. But we could be wrong. We could be wrong. This could be one of those weird ones.
Yeah. If you got it cheap, make your money. Make your money.
Yep. That's for sure. All right. At number 9 this week, this is a cool Spider-Man book. You guys know we talk a lot of crap about homages and foil covers that just don't hit. But this is one that hits. The foil on this, or the metal, or whatever it is absolutely stunning on this one. Absolutely beautiful. Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 8. This is the foil edition for this cover, being the Mexican foil variant, limited to 1,000. Now, I don't know if this came from a con or what. Do you know where it came from?
I don't know if it came from Lamole or not. Is it Lamole or Lamole?
Yeah, Lamole, I think.
Okay, I don't know if it came from there, or I'm assuming that it might have, but it does look very, very nice. That red just turns like so deep that I think it is why it looks so good.
I agree.
And I just don't, I hate it when they do this, but man, this one, I think I don't want to say I would want this more than the original, but it looks better than the original. For sure.
I like it, man. I like this one a lot. Yeah, Snizzle Pop says, sweet, I have 2 heading my way. Let us know, where'd you pick them up, Snizzle Pop? Were these from the Lamole Con, or Shiny Suit says, all of these recent Lamoles are so good. So
yeah, well, this one is in particular is selling for like 80 to 90. So I'm sure, like most of these con, if it was from the con, most of them probably most.
Thank you, Volsey.
Nice. I don't hate Jack Kirby.
We appreciate
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't hate Jack Kirby. He's not a fan of his art, but
yes.
That's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if you pick this up for $20-$30, I mean, this is definitely a good flip for sure. But I don't know. This one I think I'd want to keep.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. Very cool. All right, next on the list at number 8 this week, She-Hulk number 12, the Ji-Hung Lee 1 in 100 Virgin variant.
This one's pretty.
I like it. It's the shine, I think, right?
It's very shiny.
Yeah.
But her face looks good.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of times with some of the She-Hulk things that I don't like is the face. But her face looks good on this. But
yeah, that's interesting.
Would you spend $125 for this?
No.
You spent $50 for this.
Maybe.
There is a trade dress.
I saw the trade dress. I'd probably rather pick up the trade dress. Isn't it weird that
Trade dress.
we go from like loving homages to they print too many of them and we hate them. They go from loving virgin variants, they print too many of them, we hate them. We go from loving foil variants, they print too many of them, we hate them. But then still, when one comes out that hits, you fall in love right back all over again with them. It's so weird how that works. So.
Yeah, I'd never really had like a huge affinity for the virgin covers, only because I don't even know what the book is. Like, I want to know want to know what book I'm buying. But it is pretty. I mean, I will say that it's kind of on the border. I don't know if it's going to hold. I wouldn't necessarily say that it is, but it's also, I can't say that it won't. Because, I mean, was there any store exclusives for this?
I imagine
it's a
so.
She-Hulk number 12.
Dude, I feel like there's store exclusives. There's a good chance for store exclusives for 90% of stuff that comes out nowadays. For the big two, right. I should say. For like Marvel and DC.
Johnny says no store exclusive. So if this was a 1 in 100 with no exclusives, that's got to be tough, right? Mm-hmm. Who the heck is ordering 100 copies of She-Hulk number 12?
The trade dress variant is cool too because they put the trade dress in the bottom right corner. Interesting. It's very interesting. All right. At number 7 this week, this is a weird one. This took me a little time to kind of figure out what's going on here. Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, The Beginning, issue number 2, The Miracle on Dolpho 1 in 10 variant. It's from Tokyo Pop. I didn't even know that this series was out there.
This issue just came out this week. Obviously, it's number 2.
Uh-huh.
I don't know much about this series. That's a lot of words. Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, The Beginning. That's a lot of words for a title. But I cannot imagine there's so what else has Tokyo Pop put out that was, because that publisher seems like familiar to me for some reason.
Chad Cave, you are awesome, brother. Appreciate the hell out of you. He says he donated. How much? Does that say $50? Did he just donate $50?
$50? What?
Let me make sure that I can read this before, because it got a little
Chad.
small. Yeah, you're the best, brother. He said Ben likes the Star Wars sequels, and I still donate. That's true love. Yes, it is, brother. We love you, bro. That's amazing.
It is. I
Thank you,
appreciate you a lot. Like, seriously. Yeah. Let's see. Patrick Tokyo Pop does Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay. I just remember seeing their name somewhere, but I couldn't remember exactly where.
If it says 500, we're gonna have to talk after the show.
Oh, you begin some money back in your account for sure. I'm not gonna nobody's gonna do that. I'm not gonna ever let somebody do that. No.
I feel terrible about that. The Resident Evil stuff is interesting because it's a series that people love searching out the comics for.
Yeah. And I tend to like Mirka and Dolpho art to start with. So I don't hate this one. 1 in 10, selling for 20 to 25, so it's doing decent, and I would assume that it's probably not that plentiful.
Yeah.
So if you can get it, so if you want it and you can get it cheap, you probably should get it, because it's probably going to just kind of fade off into Ghostville at some point.
Yeah. Red Hood with the $4.99 super sticker. Appreciate you, Hood. Make sure you guys are also following Hood on his YouTube channel, where he's doing some cool content every once in a while, pressing wise. One of the best pressers in the game. And you can also see him on Beyond Wednesdays and Nearing Nirvana and Thorough, Keep It Thorough's channel. Hood is another great content creator and a great pressing genius. Make sure you guys give him a follow. One of my favorite people in the world right there.
Yep, absolutely. Presses very, very well. So if you want stuff, he is definitely a great choice.
And Mr. Roboto with the $4.99 says, I can't come close to Chad's largesse. Largesse? I don't know how to say that word. But I love what you guys do. Never miss an episode. Mr. Roboto, you rule. Appreciate you.
Yes, appreciate it very, very much.
That's cool.
You guys seriously, you guys are all awesome. Like for real.
Yep.
193. You blow me away.
Yeah, 193 watching live, you guys. It's amazing that you guys hang out with us every Friday night. We really, really appreciate you guys just hanging out with us, watching the show, subbing up and hitting the thumbs up button. And everybody that does all that, that's all we ever really ask. And the super chats are just, the cherries on top. So much love to you guys. Let's move on to the next book on the list. At number 6 this week, Star Wars book, Star Wars The High Republic, issue number 7. This is the Mike Mayhew Shadow Virgin variant.
This is the first appearance of this character. Is that right? Whoever this is?
Yeah, that's that new
Darth.
Yeah.
Darth somebody?
Yeah. Let me figure it out. Hold on here.
I know Solo's probably going, man, Ben is an idiot. Solo can tell me who this is the first appearance of.
Somebody. I don't know this one. Let me see here.
I don't either. I will give myself props. I actually did binge watch Mandalorian this week, so I saw the entire series or season 3. So
I finished it too. And what did you think? We won't get into spoilers, but just yay or nay on the whole season.
I loved it.
Really?
And I did. And let me say this. So I remember when we talked about it a few weeks. Okay, Darth Crawl. Okay, I'm assuming that's that character right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. First appearance, first cover. Awesome. That's why it's selling for. It was not. You could get a 9.8 of this before for 60 to 90. Now Raws are 80 to 100 by themselves for this cover. So I don't know how many were printed or anything like that. My guess is
a ton.
If it's a virgin, probably 1,000.
Yeah.
But it
did 3 different covers of this character. They are retailer exclusives through Mike Mayhew's studio. So, you like Mando? I'd be very surprised if I was going to run into people that liked it. I was so let down. It was just such a boring letdown to me.
See, I think I come from a different perspective. Like, I love Star Wars, but I'm not like so into it that I know all the characters. I just enjoy it for what it is. I think that's why I even like, Chad makes fun of me that I liked the 3 most recent films as well. Now the second one I didn't like as much, and I know it was kind of a repeat storyline as the original 3. But overall, they were enjoyable. I thought visually they were gorgeous to look at. I love the soundtrack. I mean, all that stuff I listen to, so it all kind of comes together. Now, I know a few weeks ago we talked about the Jack Black episode with Lizzo and stuff, and that one was a little off for sure.
Big time off.
Yeah,
that was off.
Now, I didn't hate the storyline, but it was just weird. It just seemed weird.
If Chad says it perfect to me when he says it was good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. You had a good episode, a decent episode, and a bad episode. A decent episode, a bad episode. A decent episode, a bad episode. I felt like that's how it was the whole season, and I felt like the final 2 episodes were talked up like they were going to be these amazing things, and to be honest, they really weren't that good. They just felt slow, and the writing felt really off. The dialogue felt cheesy. It was just a big letdown for me, man. Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I don't like I said, I don't know much about like the history of the characters or anything like that, but I thought it was a good um I thought it was a good redemption story for Bo-Katan, right? I mean, like it felt like that was kind of where it was going, and it felt like, it kind of fit that that's what the season was about her than it was, kind of everything else. But I didn't think it was. I enjoyed it. I mean, I watched it all and was like, oh, and yeah, Flame Brain is 100% correct. That was like a Scooby Doo episode. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it was kind of weird, but
We'll see how it
yeah.
plays
So
out.
any yeah.
Um,
But is there something to, because I didn't pick up on it. Was there something to do with this character that people are, or is this something to do with one of the other Star Wars shows that's coming out?
I haven't seen anything about it. It says here that, let's see here. Uh, As a Sith, Krall wore a black and red cloak and wielded a Sith lightsaber with a golden hilt. He participated in the Battle of Wasted Years, emerged victorious, and tamed the Nightmare Conjunction. His lightsaber was stored in a Bogon collection at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Yeah, it doesn't say much. I can't really find much about it. Speaking of Star Wars stuff, if you guys are fans, check out Drunk Wookie, I believe is the name of the page. He does a good job keeping up on a lot of Star Wars stuff. We're going to have him come on, hopefully the Saturday night show. I think next week we're going to try and get him on. So he does a good job of keeping everybody updated on stuff. So we'll see how that plays out.
Gary says that maybe Darth Krall's for the upcoming, is it pronounced Acolyte?
Yeah, Acolyte. Yep. Yeah.
Upcoming
Hopefully.
Acolyte series.
Yeah. So, yeah, the new High Republic stuff is going to be interesting. Yep. All right. Let's get into the top 5, you guys. Before we do, I want to remind everybody, hit that thumbs up. 188 live watching right now. If you guys are catching this on the rewind, please hit that thumbs up also. That really helps us out. And drop some comments below. Let us know what you think of the show. We love constructive criticism. That's another thing I want to say thank you to everybody out there. A lot of people have been giving us great tips and pointers on, what we do well, what we don't do well, what we can fix, what we, should continue doing, that we're doing good. That's the type of stuff that we love to hear from you. So keep it coming, and I appreciate all the emails and the comments on the YouTube the videos, and all the direct messages. I am terrible when it comes to getting back to people on messaging apps and social media stuff. I apologize, you guys. I am horrible, and I don't see myself ever being better at it. But what I can say is I don't specifically look forward to not answering you guys. I just am not good at it. So I appreciate everybody that reaches out to us. We do our best to read everything. You might not get an answer from us all the time, but we appreciate it nonetheless.
Hey, Brian doesn't even reply to me, so.
I'm too busy getting the next podcast ready. At number 5, you guys. 8 Billion Genies. This is the special version that has the blue screen background. You guys are not seeing very well right now because I didn't put up.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But this is a cool cover right here. This is a special 8 Billion Genies book, numbered to only 88 copies, if I'm not mistaken. This is the final issue in the run, and this might have been the book that kind of had everybody looking at the C2E2 table for Charles Soule and Ryan Brown.
Yeah, I don't think 88 doesn't seem right, but maybe it is, but I don't know. But these have been like what? They pushed these things back. These are supposed to be out like what, like 2 months ago?
Yep.
Yeah, so I figured that people would not be too happy with this. Yeah, so there's no way that there's 88 of these. Yeah, 88 plus 500 from C2E2. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. But these are actually finally now coming out. There's this one. There is a rainbow one as well, with a rainbow. And yes, they're obviously minions that are genie minions or whatever. But um, yeah, I just highly doubt that this is only 88 copies.
Says here, this is of course one of our favorite sites, recalledcomics.com. You guys know I love this site. And it says here, this is currently a pre-order variant limited to 88 copies with numbered COA. It's written on the back from Spectral Comics with a minion cover by Hua Din. And of course, this came out before this little thing. So I don't know. It says here, cover A, regular Ryan Brown cover. Cover B, Paulo Rivera variant. Cover C, Rosemary Soul Make-A-Wish variant. The Din art was also used on the Rainbow variant from Spectral. That was limited to 333 copies with a numbered COA shown above and also below center, along with a number of other limited variants available from comic shops and conventions. Of course, we see the Economics and Comics variant. We see the Bird City variants and the Hive stuff. Yeah, this caused a lot of comic drama, as you guys know I love to say. And we'll see how it all plays out in the next couple months if we continue to hear about it.
Yeah, I will say that if there are literally only 88, then the few copies that have already sold that are in hand, there's not going to be very many more for sale. So, I mean, if there's only 88, some of these people are probably buying them actually to keep. So, there can't be very many of them for sale. I don't buy it. I don't know if anybody ordered this or not. I don't even know who Spectral Comics is, or where they're from. Where are they from?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy it, but I knew that once this one hit live, because these have been pre-selling for months and months and months. The once they actually went live, they would still be selling, and they're still selling for well over 100 for this space one or whatever. Yeah, you guys do what you want to with this. I don't know if it's real or not real, or it is a cool cover. And is this the last 8 billion genies?
Yeah.
Number 8, or are they just going to start a new arc? Or is that what they're going to do?
Don't know, but it is the last for this mini. The initial miniseries, I guess. Final issue. So, interesting. What was this selling for?
Over 100 for this, for the space one.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it. Might see that on Comic Book Drama Alert tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem. Drew says Spectral Comics is from Long Island, New York. Brian M. is the owner. Well, there we go. Shout out to Spectral Comics. Maybe we'll have to reach out to them and find out more about it tomorrow night. All right, number 4 this week, you guys. Another book that's been on the list a couple weeks in a row. I love this look of this character. There's some people out there that do not like this cover. I like it. Dusty Bronco is the character, one of the new Joker Inc. team members, and I think that's a great design. I love rodeo. I always grew up thinking rodeo clowns were so cool. I grew up in a family that had horses. My mom had a horse for almost 30 years. I grew up riding horses. I grew up being around horses and barns and cowboys. And I used to think that the rodeo clowns were the coolest things in the world, man. And the way that other cowboys looked up to them was so cool to me. So such a cool character, a cool thing to base a character off of. And it'll be interesting to see if this character lasts. Now, most of these characters that are new in DC lately, it doesn't seem like they last. So might be something that you might want to wait a little bit on and pick it up for cheap. But what is it selling for now?
Yeah, so last week this was selling for like 40. Now it's 60 to 80. So it is continuing to sell for higher. It is a slow burn. Um, I, I I don't hate this cover. I don't know. It's just I think they've used the same
Design.
exact design
Yeah.
on like 60 different covers
At
now.
least, yeah. At least. Yeah. I felt like maybe what was the first book that did this style design variant? Was it Punchline?
For DC.
Yeah. Was it Punchline?
It might have been
Might have been
Punchline,
Punchline, yeah.
and then they just started doing it for everybody.
Yeah. It's a
Hmm.
cool character and it's a funny name. I love the everybody trying to figure out the sex move it is. So the Dusty Bronco. What is it selling for now?
60 to 80.
Not bad. Not bad. It'll drop. I think it'll drop. John says Punchline or Batman number 100 is what he's thinking of. That was the first time they did those. So, all right.
Either one. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, very interesting. All right, you guys, before we get into the top 3, I want to remind everybody out there, go to check out manscaped.com. Use the promo code BOGCAST to get 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you. Get yourself the Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer, and some deodorant, some Manscaped boxers, briefs, and a cool carrying case. And you will get free shipping and 20% off if you use the promo code BOGCAST. So, very cool shop. All right, next at number 3, one of my favorite characters, favorite new characters. I'm geeking out over Hallows Eve, and I love almost all the covers that they put out for the Hallows Eve stuff. And this is the second print of issue 1, the 1 in 25 Stephanie Hans variant. Such a cool character.
Yeah, this one's kind of like Batman Incorporated. It was selling decently over ratio last week. Now it's selling well over ratio. Now this one's bumped up to 75 to 100, and there's not that many of them out there. So, again, I don't necessarily love the second print incentives, but they are what they are, and when you get them and they're rare, they're kind of nice to have.
Yeah. Chad, not for your balls, for your wives. Your wives carries your balls in her carrying case. That's how that works. So, I love this cover. I love this character. I love the masks idea. Each mask is, Sequential Geek says, so this character, each mask of hers is a power, ? Let's take a look. So, for those of you guys that don't know, Hallows Eve from Marvel is, let's see here.
Yeah, Flamebrain said Batman 92, the Punchline cover, was the first one of the design variants that came out.
Okay, so it says here, Elizabeth, her name is Elizabeth Stein. Is the Hallows Eve character. Let's see here. Facing her past, beyond, dark web. Attributes, powers. Endowed with magic by the finger of Siam, Janine as Hallows Eve can create masks with different powers and effects. Such masks were described as a mask to curse them, a mask to bleed them, a mask to splinter bone, the mask of Frankenstein's monster that can grant her abilities of Frankenstein's monster, an insect mask inspired by human fly can grant her the abilities of human fly, the mask of a werewolf can grant her the appearance and abilities of a werewolf, the modal mask that grants her the appearance of a Hollywood icon, and the ghost mask that grants her the abilities of intangibility and invisibility of a ghost. She says here, from years of running and time in prison, Janine has developed a perception for liars and dangers around others. Knowing when Marcus was lying to her about Ben's condition and when a bounty hunter faked being a coffee stand employee to get close to her for capture are examples. And as Hallow Eve, she wears a ragged orange hood adorned with pumpkin buckles connected to her tattered scarf. She dresses in a black unitard with a black domino mask presenting yellow glowing pupils, wearing matching orange sleeves and thigh-high boots with flame patterns where they meet the black unitard. Along her side is a satchel which conjures a different mask. So every time she goes to pull out a mask, it's a different mask of those types. That's a cool idea. That's a very cool idea. It's like a video game boss, right? That's like at the end of like a boss in like Ninja Gaiden or something. Super, super cool idea. All right. Next, at number 2 this week. There it is. The 1 in 25 Okazaki Yoda, issue number 6. What just happened there? We just lost it. We just lost our Yoda.
We did?
We did.
We did?
We lost our Yoda. Let me go find it. Hold on here. Hold on, everybody. Just a second here. All right.
Solo wants to know if Unitard is PC anymore.
Yeah. All right, there's our Yoda at number 2, the 1 in 25. Pretty
Yeah,
cool
that's
book.
pretty.
Yeah.
That
Beautiful.
is pretty.
What's this selling at?
This one is selling for 50 to 65, and a bunch of them have sold. A bunch of them. And I know, just looking at people's pickups on Instagram, so many people were looking for this week. Yeah, to try and get it. So I don't get to the stores on Wednesdays, so I had no chance whatsoever that I was going to get this. But it is pretty. I like the color. I like the color palette on this.
Yeah, the gray and the green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks good.
Okazaki is the artist on this one. Yeah, his top of his head does look a little weird to me. That's the only thing that kind of looks off. But I agree with Stein. I like the color palette, the muted grays and the greens and
Yoda just looks really pissed off.
Yeah, he's such a great character, man. Such a great character. So very, very cool. Be on the lookout for this one. All right, you guys.
Is there first appearance in this book?
Star Wars guys. I haven't read this one. Is there any first appearance in this one? Let us know. Let us know. We need an homage with yogurt. I agree. So, all right, you guys. At number 1 this week. Nobody thought of this one, I bet. Not a single person. Grindhouse Drive-In Bleed Out, issue number 5 from 2015.
Yeah. I don't know much about this book. All I know is there was a bunch of sales. This thing last week was $4, and this week it's $50 to $75. Now, I know there's some of these Grindhouse books that there's that Monaro that's like really an explicit cover. But I don't know much about this one. I know they're not easy to find. But I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming obviously somebody must have picked something up on this.
So here it is. Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent are set to adapt this series for Amazon. So there you go.
Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent?
Yep. Says here, writer Alex DeCampi and artist Moulay Jarvis, Lady Danger, Agent of Booty, is set to make the jump from Dark Horse Comics to the small screen, with Deadline Hollywood reporting exclusively that musical artist Nicki Minaj and 50 Cent are teaming to develop an animated series adaptation for Amazon Freevee. Not only will Minaj star in the product, but the award-winning rapper will also executive produce alongside 50 Cent, representing his G-Unit film and TV production banner. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. What is this selling for?
50 to, like I said, last week this was $4. Now it's 50 to 75.
Wow.
So bomb your back issue bins, get it out, get it gone. I mean, there's a reason that the Manara sells well, and that book still sells for like 50 to 75 as well. But there's a reason that one sells. Is that the same character? Is this character in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, say it again.
Wow.
What was the question that you asked?
The character that's on the cover of the Manara cover, which I don't remember what.
Oh,
what
I don't
issue
know
that
if it's
is.
the same character on the Manara cover.
Is that the same character? Because this is like a first appearance, was what the listings and stuff were saying. So I'm assuming, I guess it's a first appearance, but is that the same character on the Manara cover that's making their first appearance in this issue?
That's a great question. I do not know. I do not know.
I mean, I don't know anything about this book. Like I said, the only reason I know about that Manara is just because of the cover. But
it says
I don't know how this.
It says here, originally published by Dark Horse in 2015. Grindhouse Drive-In Bleed Out #5, Lady Danger, Agent of Booty offers a better sense of what viewers can expect if the series can bring in the comic vibe to life. Superfly, Super Spy, It Had to Happen, Grindhouse goes blaxploitation. When the U.S. has trouble overseas, it sends out the Bureau of Organized Terrorism Intervention's top lady agent, Lady Danger. But when Bulletproof Bay falls afoul of the Thai drug lord with ties to the CIA, the established U.S. security agencies will help the upstart, mostly black booty defend itself. Hey, that's perfect for Nicki Minaj. If there's ever been a character that's been perfect for Nicki Minaj, it is Lady Danger, Agent of Booty. So.
Oh man, Comics Main says the Manara cover is a different story he thinks.
Okay. Shout out to Comics Main. Good to see you, brother. Very interesting.
I mean, think of it this way. Think of just over the last 6 months, 8 months. Yeah, I realize that she's got a large fan base, but there's a lot of these other people too. What was that character that Bad Bunny was going to do?
That's saying that's falling apart. Yeah.
Do we even remember who that character is?
Yeah.
Because I don't even remember. I don't even remember which.
Something Muerto.
Who was it? Yeah, nobody remembers.
Yeah.
So just be aware. You start dropping that kind of money. That's 50-75. That's not chump change. That's decent money.
I wonder how many of these are printed too.
I can't believe that there's not very many. I
agree.
I mean, Grindhouse. I mean, do you ever see Grindhouse books in your back issue bins? No. Never.
But I bet you there's a bunch of them. El Muerto, thank you. I bet you there's a bunch of them out there.
There might be.
And when I say a bunch of them out there, I shouldn't say that. I bet you there's a store out there that one of you guys are going to walk into and find a stack of them. So
yeah, so I know you guys are all going to be looking tomorrow. I would be if I didn't have to go to soccer games. I'd go out and look for it.
Yeah,
make an extra $50. Make a $50 real quick. Why not?
Yeah, damn right. Yeah, that's interesting, dude. That is very, very interesting. Well, there you go, guys. Doesn't get much better than that. A book that nobody thought would be on the list at #1. That's what we love to see. We love to see those weird books pop out of nowhere and make some people some money. You guys know how this works. If the book is on the list, it's probably a good time to sell that book. Let somebody else buy it and don't have to worry about the FOMO, as they say. So, all right, you guys. Appreciate everybody. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure to tell the boys over at Drunken Chat that we said hello. We're going to send you guys over there. Shout out to Nearing Nerdvana, and we appreciate everything they're doing. Hopefully, all you guys start your Fridays off with Nearing Nirvana. Then you jump over to us on the Hot 10, and you end it with Drunken Chat. We love this community, and we love everybody in the community. So thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you guys go check out your favorite retailers this week and go spend some money at a comic shop or on your favorite retailer. And I would suggest going checking out Wanted Comics. Drew has a great sale every Sunday on his Whatnot channel, just doing great stuff. Also check out Bird City Comics, Hive Comics, and all the other great retailers that we talk about on the great channels that we enjoy. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on Beyond Wednesdays for Modern Comic Mayhem. Now that we finally have this tooth problem taken care of, the shows will start getting better, and I'm going to start planning a little bit more. Tomorrow's just probably going to be our last off-the-cuff type show. But if you want to call in, I would enjoy your guys' phone calls through the Discord app. Check it out. Come hang out with us tomorrow. Stein, you got anything interesting coming up?
Not right now. Nope. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get some stuff out, but and especially since we talked about it last week, we wanted comments about top covers of the year. So
Yep.
I might try and start compiling those lists as well. There were several people that did comment, and I forgot about some of the books that they were talking about. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll try and compile that. Maybe do like a mid-year or something like that. That'd be cool.
Well, remember, you guys, go check out the Beyond Wednesdays Discord, and if you guys are enjoying any of your niche comic collecting things, go drop some information of some of the books that you love in the niche comic collecting category. We got skull covers, bondage covers, innuendo covers, UFO and alien covers, horror covers, full moon covers, bubblegum covers, Marvel frame variants, homage covers, chromium and foil covers, DC Universe covers, glow-in-the-dark covers, Mark Jewelers, recalled comics, die-cut covers, Kickstarter onlys, decapitated head covers, trade paperbacks that are expensive, and multiple cover airs, as well as we're going to start doing some cool sports card stuff as well. Stein and I are going to probably start creating a list of some of the greatest looking sports cards out there. Stein's got a great little list that he started, and I've started to pull out some cool stuff. So make sure you guys check out the Beyond Wednesdays Discord. And again, hang out with us tomorrow night on Modern Comic Mayhem. We'll see you guys soon.
See you.
Adios.